Hey, what's going on, guys? Your boy DJ Madam AD, and in this video I will be talking about CUBASE Pro 9. 5 things I love about it. Check it out. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to be talking about is zoning in CUBASE. Zoning is basically Dockable Windows, or aka I jacked this from Logic. That is this thing right here. So now it's coming from the bottom and it's all together within the same project. Like, you know, you can make it bigger or smaller. I think this is really cool for people that are only working with one screen. In my case, in my studio, I usually work with 2 screens, and there's some times where I go to a different studio and they only have 1 screen. So this is actually perfect. I honestly have to say that they definitely took this from Logic, but it was definitely a good jacked. Not only did they jack the mixer view window, but they also jacked the editor, the sampler control, which we'll talk about that later, and the core pad, which we had on 8.5. So this is definitely a great add-on. Number 2, history in the making is what they call it. And what am I talking about here? It's the mixed console history. This is freaking phenomenal. I do have to say this is phenomenal. You know, you can start doing all types of stuff over here. See, I'm changing all of this, and as I'm doing this, you're noticing that there's a whole bunch of information being recorded over here. Well, I can go back to all the stuff that I just did and put it back where I wanted it to be. I can even go all the way over here, or all the way over here, or all the way over here, and if I want, I can go back to where I was originally at, which was over here. So history in the side panel, which is right next to visibility zones, and then history in the mixed console. This is definitely an A+ of a feature on CUBASE Pro 9. Definitely gotta check it out, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna become very helpful while you're working on your next hit, big tune, or whatever the case may be. Alright, guys, so this is number 3 on my list, and we are going to be talking about plugins. Alright, the new GUI of CUBASE plugins, which happens to look phenomenal. The first thing we're looking at right here is the auto panner. It's really cool. It's a bit slow when you're switching through things. Actually, it's moving a little faster now. I guess it needed to load up and wait a little bit or something. I guess it's catching up with my computer. I do have a vintage computer, but this is phenomenal. The only thing that I could say I wish they would add it was a makeup gain knob, because every time you put this on a track, it kind of like diminishes by like 5 dB. So if they were to add a makeup gain on this, it would just simply be perfect on the auto panner. A lot of different stuff to play with, and you could play with these parameters yourself. The graphics on this kind of takes a little bit to update. I think they definitely need to work on that. But other than that, I think they did a phenomenal job. The next thing that I have over here is the compressor. Let me open this up. The compressor looks really, really good. Great feedback. You got the input, output, and you got the gain reduction. You got your threshold over here, which I think is really cool. This button is for live. Like, let's say if you're recording a vocal and you just wanna, you want to compress at, in live mode. So that's what that is. Your ratio, your tag, hold, release. We all know what all that stuff is all about. And you got your makeup gain. Right now I got it on automatic, or you could put it on manual. Automatic usually is pretty cool because it does what it's supposed to do. Whatever fits your boat. The point is that it looks really cool. The next thing we're gonna be talking about is this bad boy right here, the brick wall limiter. And the same thing as the compressor, thresholds on the side, a big thing over here. And, it's not doing anything because I need to come in need to give it a little more power. So I'm, in this case, it's only doing like maybe like not even a half a dB right here, but it's definitely, they did a great job on this. It's phenomenal. And the last plugin that I want to talk about is the big boy, the brand new frequency EQ. Okay, this plugin is just great. In my opinion, they did a jack move on Fab Filter's Pro Q2. Oh, Pro Q1 or Pro Q and Pro Q2, whatever. If you don't know about that plugin, definitely go check it out. It's a phenomenal plugin. I use it all the time. But we're not talking about fat filters here. We're talking about Steinberg Cubase 9. So let's stay on topic. This phenomenal, phenomenal frequency EQ it's just great. I love the fact that you have options now. This is how it comes. This is the graphics that it comes, and if you go to this gear right here, you could turn on 2 channels. So I believe that's left and right, if I'm not mistaken. And you can also turn on bar graph. Okay, I definitely love the bar graph because the bar graph I think is cohesive with the keys of the piano, if I'm not mistaken, or at least you could identify it quicker by having it like that. The other feature that I like is that when you're EQing and you turn on the speaker right here, this is called auto listen. So basically, it just solos what you're doing. So if I were to go right here, and then when you hold it, it automatically turns it on, and then when you let go, it automatically turns it off and it goes back to normal. So they did a phenomenal job on this, and they have a couple of other plugins that did updates on the GUI, which they all kind of look similar, but it's definitely a pleasant thing to look at right now. It looks very futuristic, and they did a phenomenal job. Thumbs up on this one, Steinberg. Keep it up. Let's go to the next. And this one right here, I am definitely excited about. This is the sampler control. This bad boy right here. What is this, you may ask? Well, let's delete it and let's do it from scratch. Alright, so we have nothing, and this is what it comes up. It says drop audio sample here. You could drop audio from your media bay, or you can drop audio directly from your project, which I think it's really, really cool. So what we're going to do, we're going to grab this little sample. Let's just zoom in. This little sample and drop it right here. It's going to take a second to load up, and there it is. So now you got your start point, you got your end point, and the next thing that it does, it maps the sample all the way from C0 to C6, which happens to be, I think it's a 49 key. Yeah, it's a 40. No, it's actually 88 key. So it's mapping it to 88 keys, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. It also comes with a pitch section. Also comes with an audio warp, filters, amp, and you could also do looping in here. I still haven't checked out those options. I'm still new on this. You can also open this up in a floating window, which I think is really, really cool. This is definitely really, really cool. And you can just work it from here. It's actually the same thing. Like, can you make it bigger? Oh, actually, you can. So yeah, it's definitely a cool thing. It's definitely a cool thing. So this right here, this sample, I'm gonna call it sample editor or whatever, sample control. That's what they call it. They definitely jacked this from Ableton Live. Ableton Live had this for a very long time, but taking that out of the equation, this was definitely a feature that we wanted. A lot of people requested this. I requested this, and they listened to us. So thank you very much. Thumbs up to Steinberg, and keep up the good work. Alright guys, so I saved the best for last. Some of you may say, oh, you should have started at 5 and ended at 1, but it doesn't matter. It's my top 5. This is my best one of them all. This is my number 5, and that is that the update is only $99. Okay, a lot of DAWs out there, they do a lot of updates, and they charge you an arm and a leg. Well, Steinberg, they did a little something. They didn't go like out of this world with their update, but they did a lot of great things a lot of us asked for. And they are only charging their customers $99. So thank you, Steinberg, for not charging us $300 for a simple update. We extremely appreciate it. I extremely appreciate it. I think it's definitely worth it. If you're still stuck on Cubase 6.5, which makes no sense whatsoever, you should definitely update by now, because you're missing out on a ton of features from 7 until now. Definitely go and grab the update. Steinberg is definitely not paying me for this advertisement. I'm just giving my honest opinion, and that's just about it. Guys, thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoy these videos. If you haven't seen my previous videos on 5 things that I truly dislike about the update, go check it out. It's the previous video on my channel from this one. Thank you guys so much. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification button if you want to be up to date and want to be notified on my next release of all my tutorials or all the stuff that I worked on. Thank you so much, and I hope I see you guys in the next one.